Okay, so tonight we spoke about wallets. Now, as we're discussing here on Byte Nuggets, we're discussing digital finance. And we are also talking about how do you move, how do you actually solve, how do you eradicate your debt using digital assets. Now, um, one, one nugget, ladies and gentlemen, that we're going to actually use to erase your debt is wallets. I mean, we spoke about rental wallets tonight, but this is the first nugget, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first nugget. Wallets are not supposed to be designed about storing funds in them. A lot of persons mention this. You go to these platforms and you place your funds in them. But the first nugget is you want to determine how you're going to get those funds off of the wallet. So let's delve into the identity of you as an individual. You live in Barbados. You are part of a Caribbean environment, and you want to push the envelope. You want to really maximize your elements. You want to make sure that you want to help your brother. You want to make sure that those persons eons from now benefit from the efforts you make today. So how do you go about doing that? By removing the hurdles that would exist for them years from now. So one of the elements that you want to do that by is having more confidence where you place your funds, and by extension of that, the ease of which you take those funds off. So like example, and this is another nugget, ladies and gentlemen, these platforms do not put any restrictions when you want to deposit the funds onto them. They don't ask you for anything to put the funds onto them. However, to get the funds off, you have to provide your address, all these information about your date of birth, your ID, your nationality, all these things. But what they really want, they want access to your information, and they want access to your funds. Custody, ladies and gentlemen. Remember we spoke about the 3 C's when it comes to digital finance. So another nugget, ladies and gentlemen, do your research, do your element of understanding of what your funds go into. So that's what we discuss here on Byte Nuggets. This is a summary show of all the elements you're going to use to bridge your movement from physical fiat and really dive right into digital finance. Byte Nuggets is a platform that we're going to make available across the Caribbean that allows persons to use technology to eradicate the barriers that have been placed across the Caribbean for so many years. And digital finance is one of those elements that can shatter the very element of these things. So if you take Caribbean people at their core, they're lovely people, and you want to really understand how we work as a people, understand that we can take digital assets, apply our culture to it, and allow ourselves to benefit multiple ways tremendously. Look at the collaboration between OSFX and MBO Investments. And that's just here in Barbados. Imagine that collaboration existing across Caribbean islands. Each company in its individual context of digital finance, another company in Bermuda, another company in Grenada, and all these companies coalesce to really create a platform for you guys. Okay, so tonight we're going to discuss how do you erase your debt using digital wallets. Okay, so let me just share my screen. So this is a wallet platform that most persons may or may not be familiar with. It's called Nexo. Now, first and foremost, right now we have logged into the account. Now we all familiar with the methodology of what do you need to launch to get in these platforms. Either you need an email address or some phone to use. So ladies and gentlemen, this is another nugget. Try your best not to use your cell phone as a method of authentication or approval. I'll explain to you why. Using your cell phone, you can actually, well, 2 ways. You can actually take your cell phone your SIM card can be duplicated, or you can actually take the SIM card or the phone and raise up a device that has it that receives that SMS text. So what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, when you're receiving these two-factor authentication from these websites on your phone, that is not the best methodology to use. That's another nugget, ladies and gentlemen. Try your very best to find a platform that hides that information. For example, Next was one like that. The only thing that's visible is your email address, and you have to actually go to settings to find that kind of stuff. You don't want a platform that easily displays your confidential information. You don't want a platform that allows persons in the physical room to see how you access the platform, ladies and gentlemen. So let's say how would you erase that using Nexo? So I think as we discussed, Nexo markets itself as a digital currency bank, crypto bank. So you have all these digital assets. You have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then Nexo has their own token called their Nexo token. Is a utility token. So once you have that in your account, and there's another that you can actually follow, ladies and gentlemen. This platform gives you percentages like interest every year, but they pay that interest daily. So you just place your fiat on here, and it's idle. So you can do that locally in Barbados, and you get very marginal amounts of interest, if any, and then those institutional fees that they give you eradicate any gains you've made. That's number one. And number two, once you're having your digital assets, you have a platform that have very quick access to history. So you can any given time you can hit on transactions and click on interest, and you can look and see all the interest paid up daily on all your assets, ladies and gentlemen. So one of the key ways to eradicate debt using digital assets is to place it in a wallet that one gives you access to your information. Your information is accessible to you. You don't have to walk into the physical institution and ask a question. You don't have to do that. You don't have to wait till that institution sends you a monthly report of what your transactions are, or you're not restricted to the framework, their own platform, where they're only feeding you the information that they want you to see. What you have is a platform that gives you multiple myriads of information. Remember, when you have the three pillars inside Evolving Wealth, one of those pillars is access. You need to have access not only to your funds, ladies and gentlemen, but what information lays behind those funds. So you want to make sure that the wallet you choose, you have quick and easy access to all the information embedded in it, and then you can make informed decisions on where do you take those funds. Okay, so let's talk about the other aspect of erasing debt using digital assets. Let's say you want to move your funds onto another platform that is giving you funds. Let's look at top ups now. Now, one of the things that myself and Mr. Paulette do, we actually research platforms. I'm going to show you one in a second. Okay. Another way of erasing that, ladies and gentlemen, is to find platforms that myself and Mr. Paulette have researched and vetted. I'm going to show you this one for demonstration purposes, ladies and gentlemen. This is for purely demonstration purposes. So you can see, you can log in here, and it will show you the history of all the transactions we made here. So I made a deposit on this platform of 21 US, 21. And this platform gives me 10% every day. So I can log into my personal account, which is the platform that we use to test these sites. So this is one of the elements that is a great way to erase that. Let's say, for example, you are moving cryptocurrency from one site to the next, and the site charged you, let's say, 4 US. You can deposit 4 US on this website every day until the site decides to erase itself. You'll be receiving $4 US. So if I log into my personal account now, I will show you history of all the sites that can use to erase that, ladies and gentlemen. There are many of these platforms, but we can actually show you a couple of them. So we're going to discuss performance and effects afterwards. So as you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, the same website every day, the clockwork sends me 2010 cents. So if I deposited $200 on here, I'll be receiving 20 US every day. Every deposited 2,000 US. Every day, this website will send me 200 US like clockwork. Now, using mathematics, ladies and gentlemen, all you need is the first 10 days to break even. This is another nugget. When you take your funds and place them on any of these platforms outside of what we provide, myself and Mr. Paulette have platforms be vetted. But what we're saying to you, if you go outside, you find other platforms, make sure to know this is a major nugget, ladies and gentlemen. Any funds you receive before you break even are not profit. All you're doing, all that's happening is that website is paying you back the funds that you deposited. So what, for example, like this, if you're getting 10% every day, 10 times is 100. So that means you have to wait 10 days to break even. Only on day 11, you move into profit territory. So what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, when you come on Nexo, you place your funds are accessible to you. They're not on a third-party website that you have to wait to receive it in trickles. Remember, money has 3 states: ice, steam, and water. Ice is you have to wait very long for that liquidity to frost, to melt, for you to get access to that liquidity. Then when it is steam, you have to collect so much of it and then spend it in small amounts. But all of us want that liquid cash available, and Nexo gives you access to that. So as you can see is that once you place, myself and Mr. Paulette, we place one Litecoin here, and as time went on, Litecoin increased in value tremendously. When we purchased this one Litecoin for 144 US, the cost of that Litecoin over a couple of days, it didn't take too long. It didn't take too long for that Litecoin to increase to $168 and a couple of cents now. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is another nugget you can use. You can place your funds on that platform. Listen to this: the asset itself is growing in value. That's one growth metric. So the asset itself is growing in value. 2, the platform you're placing on is giving you interest on that value. So that's another dimension of growth. and thirdly, ladies and gentlemen, is that a platform that you're gonna have funds coming into your account every day. So digital assets in a wallet is very crucial to the platform which you're using to raise your debt. All of us want to find platforms out there that will make money for us. But what you need to do is understand that these platforms are designed to receive your funds. But the greatest nugget, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get those funds off of them, not how you place the funds on them. All these platforms receive your money from, even Nexo does. When you log into Nexo and you put a profile, you have to pass 3 levels of verification: starter account, basic verification, advanced. So as you can see, as you move up, they give you a higher level of withdrawals and access. But listen to this. This is we have not even covered this as an element, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, you can have an account and you can actually get a loan from yourself. Imagine that. You place your funds on here and you can borrow fiat currency from your cryptocurrency. Your cryptocurrency is stored away safely on Nexo, and they're gonna give you US to spend. They're gonna give you euro to spend. They're gonna give you Great British pound to spend based on the amount of your balance. You have a available credit line, and then you just repay that. So you can also, that is where your interest comes from, because the platform doesn't have all the overheads that traditional companies have. They have air conditioning, they have salaries, they have rentals. So these institutions have high overheads. Platforms such as Nexo have 0 overheads. Besides the staff or administrative staff, and then the platform, which is the website to develop, that's pretty much where their overheads stop. And they pass all those savings onto you. That's where they can give you such high percentage of compound interest every year. So, okay, so lastly, ladies and gentlemen, okay, so what is the best way to maximize to digital assets by erasing debt? One of the things you have to understand is that cryptocurrency, ladies and gentlemen, is a fictitious value. is a fictitious amount. You cannot hold it in your hand. It's intangible. But like Mr. Paulette said, it cannot be destroyed. Peradventure, a natural disaster hits a specific island, your cryptocurrency will be intact, ladies and gentlemen. If you have physical currency and that blows through your hand and you've lost that physical contact with that cash is no longer yours. But with digital assets, those are attributed to your wallet. So you see why it's so important to choose the wallet correctly, as well as making sure that the wallet itself can hold the cryptocurrency coins that you want to invest your time and energy in, and Nexus such as one. So ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest aspects to move yourself out of the debt pocket into positivity is to understand, one, the power of the platform you're putting your funds on, and two, the ease of which you can take them off. Remember, all these platforms receive your funds without any issues. So when you want to really maximize your understanding of moving funds, you have platforms like redwallet.com, where you can actually come, place your own funds, and have a rental of an account of a wallet, be it 24 hours or a week or a month. But all of the heavy lifting has been done for you already. All of the information, your wallet address is going to be hidden from public knowledge, as well as the account itself is already configured, because based on how you want that account to work, you can actually choose what coins you want in it. You can also be advised by our members on our team what coins to get. So you can actually come to us and understand the very myriad of opportunities. With Evolving Wealth, we're going to be giving you the educational tools by which to actually understand how all of this works. Byte Sales Nuggets is a collaborative effort between OSFX and Evolving Wealth, two separate companies, but it is a platform where we come every Saturday to show you what you need to do to take your understanding of digital finance and take it to the next level. It's a very summary show, but if persons want to delve deeper, understand it, we're going to be launching pretty soon the aspect of classes, so persons can have that one-on-one experience, or even a group experience. And as we're going to be looking pretty soon to understand what is available. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that in a nutshell, I just touch briefly, how do you use your wallet to erase debt? We covered interest, we covered compound interest, we covered moving it. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, don't focus on the platforms you put your funds on. Look and see the ease of which you have to use to take those funds off, and how, when they take them off, are they more than what you put them on? Don't only focus on growth, focus on access, and take the time to research a platform to understand that you can see how best it suits you, and so you can benefit your efforts. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much the official end of Byte Nuggets. And then we'll take the time to open the floor for any questions or queries. Thank you.